Should I start? Okay. Hello, everyone. Uh, my name is Abhishek Maurya. I hope uh, you guys have a good weekend. And we'll start with what is cloud computing. But before that, let's have a little introduction. So, a lot of people ask me, who are you? So, before going ahead, I'll talking little bit about myself. My name is Abhishek, and I'm working at Viz Labs as a cloud products intern. And my main job, or something that I'm really interested to share with you all, is we develop labs at Quiz Labs. So these are the highly interactive and a live platform where one can practice. And my job role is just to do the research and get the best content for the community and for the users of these labs. So today we will be learning how you can get into cloud computing as a career. And at the end of this webinar, I do have a surprise for you. So wait till the last to get the best out of this webinar. Okay. So this is just a small way where you can jump your career into cloud. So definitely a lot of people say that, get the right certification. So I'll be talking a little bit about certification in the next slides. But the reason why certifications are so important nowadays is simply because, let's say if I'm a recruiter and if I see that a person has done a particular certification, I will skip my basic questions, and that's what I do when I take the interviews. So if a candidate has done the certification, I skip the basic questions and ask the one which is maybe asked in your certification exam, and just surpass and get you ahead. So that is always a plus point. Now, next is build a portfolio. So building a portfolio is not just about having your website or having your GitHub pages. Okay, it's more into having your resume aligned with your interest, aligned with your requirement, aligned with your what you want to do. Okay, so get a good resume. It's not just about having a LinkedIn profile. Yeah, it's all required, but at the end, when the recruiter sees, for him, it's just a 6 to 7 second. I think that is the time given to a resume to filter out a particular CV. So next topic is have a reputable reference. Okay, so this plays actually very important role and can get you step forward with your journey. So it is way important to ask the right people for the reference. Now, next is open source projects. Okay, so when I say open source project, the only thing that comes into my mind is my college time projects. Uh, so just build your projects. Ask this industry people to be that whatever is required to get into there, just do all those stuff. And once you are there, it's all cool. It's all perfect. Okay. Now, network is your net worth. Definitely, it's again not just about your LinkedIn connections. It is more about how much you interact with people on LinkedIn or Twitter or any platform that you follow for the professional. Even though Reddit and Quora is also good. Okay, so having a people as your mentor in your college, in your office, is something very interesting. Now, writing blogs. Definitely. Okay, these are the other way 8 points. I have just added show your determination to go ahead. But yeah, writing blogs actually helps you improve your communication and let you speak the right technical words, especially when you are in the interview. Okay. So let's say if you are in the interview and you are speaking, that's very fine. But if you can speak the technical words that are required for a recruiter to pass you ahead, is something that you will get from the blogs. And that is my personal experience. Okay. So I have learned a lot by writing the blogs, and it's not about the audience or the network that you have, or maybe say 1,000, 10,000 people are reading it. It's fine even if you have one user or no users. Okay. But writing on your side is definitely important. And yeah, be curious to play and show your determination, take risks. All those things are always there with your career. But mostly it's important to get your resume, uh, get your certification, get your open source project so that one can ask from the resume, not just say that, just go ahead and speak about it. Okay? So the next is what are the prerequisites that you have to learn before getting it into it. Okay, so I have marked three of them as a bold that you can see. That is like almost a mandatory nowadays for getting it into a cloud computing role, say a cloud engineer, cloud developer, or cloud support engineer, anything that is present. But here, database knowledge plays a very important role because that's how you learn how you can arrange the data, what will be the indexes, what will be the joins that you will put in into, and how you can club the data, combine it, and show it to the users. Okay. Then comes the programming knowledge. Now, a lot of people do ask me over LinkedIn that do I need to be a master in algorithms and coding? So that's not correct actually. You don't have to master those stuff. That is especially for the software engineers. For cloud engineers, it is good to have, but I would say pick a language. Okay, maybe a Python, maybe a Node.js, maybe Go, Ruby, whatever you like. Pick a language and be competent with that. So let's say if a recruiter is asking you to do a multiplication or to do a subtraction or to do any basic task, you should be just compatible to do that. Okay. So pick a language and do your homework well. Know everything about the language. You don't have to master three to four programming languages for getting into the cloud. But definitely, there are few companies which are focused especially on Java, Python. That time you need to maybe switch your language mode for that company. But that will be all right, and you won't take much time if you have learned one programming language to switch into another programming language. Now, next is Linux commands. Now, a lot of people do ask that I don't want to do the Linux administration role when I'm getting into the cloud. So that's true. It is kind of a boring, but what you can do to learn about Linux is the basic things like doing ls, having a knowledge of cd, vi editor, all those things you should learn. Okay, so here, since it is about a beginner level, what we need to know from all of this, I may not be talking about all, especially the DevOps and cloud certification. I'll talk about them. But what we or the recruiter see from a candidate is the person has done those things or not. Okay, so let's say in your college time, you might have learned about, say, a virtualization, okay, VMware, say, operating system. Maybe you have learned about how a Windows operate, how a Linux operate, how Ubuntu operates, okay, or saying a networking, what are the ports that are present, what is the OSI layer model that is present. So all these things are being asked, and before going for any interview that is present or put these things on your resume so that it just helps you there. Now, DevOps tools. Okay. So DevOps is definitely something that everyone present in the cloud should do because it is development plus operation, and that's what means. There is a new thing being present nowadays is DevSecOps. So they are adding security also, that one single person will be doing development, operation, and security. Okay, so you don't need to do all those things. For if you just really want to go into the DevOps stuff, make sure that you know about the tools that are being present. I'll be talking about DevOps tools in a minute, but last thing that I want to talk about is cloud certifications. Okay, so as I've spoken earlier, cloud certifications just lets you surpass or just skip those basic questions. It also lets you have your big community on the platform that you share. So there is LinkedIn, there is a Reddit, uh, there is maybe your office internal social media platform that is present. Okay? So it will help you increase your visibility and put your steps ahead. Okay, so I'll be now talking about the certifications. So first of all, why certification is important? It helps you get promoted at the work. So if you are currently working, make sure that you do the certification, especially in the month of February or March. So when the time of promotion gets, you get a good hike. Okay, and it also helps you in getting hired. Okay, so yeah, job retention. Okay, so a lot of people has had a bad luck with COVID, that they are now thrown out of the job. Definitely, that's a very sad thing. But to retain your job in the fast moving IT platform, IT technologies, you need to have a certifications. Now, networking opportunities, definitely build your network. You get a new stuff with certification. You get access to a lot of LinkedIn groups if you're doing the AWS certifications. Then there is always a new things to learn in cloud. AWS, Azure, they are innovating at such a fast pace that it is really difficult to keep up with what's being getting innovated from their side. Maybe I'll talk about machine learning, IoT, data science, all those things. Okay. Now, set it as a personal goal. Okay. So this is actually very important. A lot of people say, I have a corporate job, 9 to 6, 9 to 5, and I'm just so busy with my life. I'm not able to do those certifications. And how do you pursue them? So you need to set up your personal goal that within a year or within a quarter you want to learn specific thing. It's not just about getting the certification. There are people who pay some extra money for getting the certification, which is not good. Okay, so to get the certification, you have to have your personal goal that align with your passion professional goal. Okay, now professional requirement is also there. Sometimes few clients wants their people to be certified. Even there is something called AWS partner program, where your company can get advanced level of support from AWS if there are more than 10, 20, 15 people are certified. Okay, so at that time companies do ask to get the certifications. Okay, so currently this many certifications are available with AWS. Okay, so if you are the intern or looking for the intern kind of role, I'll be talking about this also in a minute. But there is a foundational certification, associate, and professional, and there are the specialty ones. So specialty ones, especially when you are looking for jobs which is really special, like a machine learning engineer or cloud security engineer, cloud networking engineer, or cloud database or data analytics. Okay. So there are these certifications for DevOps, solution architect, and SysOps, which are nice. Okay. Then with Azure, it's all based on the role that you are looking for. Okay. So if you are security engineer, DevOps, basically all the certification that you just saw in AWS are also present with Azure as well as with GCP. Okay, so GCP, Google Cloud Platform, also has all the certifications that is present with AWS and Azure, but there will be a minor change in how they evaluate a candidate for giving a passing mark to the certification exam. Okay, now definitely, I have done few certifications. I'm currently into AWS stuff only. I'll be moving to Azure very, very soon, learning about them in some of my free time that I did. But I have done this three associate level certification, DevOps, and this one is on the way. I've already started preparing for the certification and scheduled it in later August or September. I'll see how my preparation goes, but it is always important, to pick your goal and then go ahead with the certifications. Now, a lot of people ask how your professional journey started, or what was your first certification that you did. So the very first certification that I did was AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate on 26th November, and unfortunately, with all the bad luck, I failed that certification, and that was the time. Actually, I failed the first exam of my life. Okay, so I have never failed in any of the exams in my life. I have always got a passing mark, good marks, being a topper in school, all those things. But when I failed the certification, it actually hit me back to learn. So after almost 3 months, I gone ahead, prepared, and got good marks in that exam. Okay, so this was a hitting point where I had so much of chance, so much of time to learn. Okay, I gave time to myself for learning that, and it is very important to fail at first. Okay, so now once you fail, let's say if you have learned, say about out of 10 you learned about 7 and you got failed. Okay, so now you have chance to recover those things, to learn about the remaining 3 things that you left from the first time. Okay, and a lot of people just complete the certification and then never look back to those notes or to the preparation stuff that they had. Okay, so that's not good. In an interview, you might have asked in the basic thing, and if you're not able to do the answer, then your certification is probably of no use. Okay, so it's not just about passing the exam; it's all about how you remember the concept. Okay, it's I know theory is little boring, and that's how what Vizlabs does to keep you aligned with the practice, where you can get a platform and do the practice. Okay, but this is how my certification journey started. And yeah, failing at first is never a problem. Okay, but yeah, when you take a risk, when you go ahead and do the stuff that is against your motto, it's just all cool, and you will definitely enjoy once you pass the certification. Okay, so now this is one of the most asked question on LinkedIn with me. I want to start the cloud computing learning, but I want something to do it for free. I may not be able to invest, and I understand as a student it is really tough to buy those courses, and just you want to start something for free, and you're not sure that whether cloud computing is right platform for me or not. In college, I know there are a lot of subjects. There is a programming, there is a database, there is a networking, security. All those things you learn in college. Now you are learning machine learning, artificial intelligence too. Okay, so you are not sure that is cloud computing right career for you, and you want to try out something for free. Okay, so I have got free best resources that you can try it out. Okay, there's a free code camp. I think it is one of the best YouTube channel that I have seen for the learning. Okay, that will get you with AWS stuff. So just search for AWS free code camp, and you will find all the 10-hour, 15-hour, 20-hour video courses on the certification and on the basics of AWS. There is AWS training. This is an official website by AWS. It's of completely free. Okay, that you can go ahead and learn. The best thing about AWS training official website is their content is always updated. Okay, so let's say if on YouTube I have given a few more YouTube channel, IntelliPath, Edureka, Knowledge India, Free Code Camp. The problem with this YouTube channel is their content don't get updated at such fast pace. AWS is innovating at such a fast pace that these contents don't get updated. But the best part is they clear your concept, okay, and just always cope up with the AWS training. There's a quick labs which is a free hands-on platform. You can try it out. Okay, so these are the free resources that you can go ahead to learn. And let's see the next thing. Okay, so now into the paid categories. What are the good things that you can use to learn? Okay, there's a Stephen Malik on Udemy, one of the best instructor for learning AWS and doing the AWS certification. Labs definitely the company that I work for is having a great practice test courses. Or Cloud Guru, kind of expensive one you can say, but really a good platform once you buy their 1 year subscription, really high cost, but it's all worth. LinkedIn Learning, yeah, a lot of good stuff are there. So if you are a student and get the access to LinkedIn Learning, it's just all great. Tutorial Dojo, this has definitely helped me in passing the exam after failing the exam. Okay, so Vizlabs hands-on, definitely. This one will help get you dig into more of hands-on. Okay, so these are the something into paid categories. You can try it out. Stephen Malik, Udemy courses. I think it is below 1,000. Okay, or if you are just not sure, go with the free one. I'll be sharing these slides with you, uh, and I'm not checking the YouTube comments yet. But I see that a lot of people have commented, and I'll be taking the answers questions in a minute. Okay. So there is this stuff present for the learning. Okay. Now, a lot of people have this habit of not watching the videos, and it's all right. And, when you are watching the videos, you need to be present on the screen. There's a probably a possibility that you may not have good network bandwidth where YouTube video just lag. Okay. They want something to read because in college time, a lot of students just read the stuff. Okay, they don't get access to the media, and that's all right. There are lot of free resources, a lot of paid ones also. So all of these five are free, but there are paid resources also that you can get to learn. Okay, there are study guides present. definitely check out the Vislabs blog, get the Jan Patil's blog. There's a tutorial dojo cheat sheets present, which is like the best thing for the interviews that you can get into. Okay, just mark this Vislab tutorial dojo cheat sheet. Even Vislabs has got the Viz cards. That is just once you have the interview, before the interview, just read those cheat sheets and it will help. AWS FAQs. Again, AWS resources are always best because they are completely, completely uh, not an outdated one. Okay, so it is just updated. There's an official documentation present for the services, but uh, reading a documentation and having a cheat sheet is just a very big difference. You need to spend a lot of time on documentation, but documentation comes handy with all the stuff. But in cheat sheets, you'll only get what you should know for the interview or for the certification. Okay, so these are some of the resources that are just amazing that has helped me a lot. Okay, and don't worry, I'll be sharing the slides, and it all has a links to what where you can go into. Okay, so now let's take some of the YouTube question. Okay, so I see some YouTube questions. Good to know. Not very good at programming, but always scared. Okay, certifications. Yeah, approximately how long did it take to complete each certification? Okay, so it's not a race, first of all, where your colleagues are getting the certification then, and even I want to get the certification. So it's not a race that you should get into once you are doing the certification. Plan it out. Let's say if you are putting 1 hour a day, which is easily achievable with anyone being a full-time job or full-time student. Okay, 1 hour you can spend on something that is okay ahead of your career. Okay, so if you're doing 1 hour a day, I think within 50 days or 60 days, you can do the practice stage. So basically, you need to plan it out how you can do the certification. So let's say today, if you thought about doing the certification of AWS, which is like cloud practitioner. Okay, so let's say if you today thought of doing the cloud practitioner, so what you can do is to start with, get the best resources that are present on the internet or from the slides that I'll be sharing with you, and make a plan. So let's say first 30 days, you will be watching the videos, you will be just consuming the content. Okay. For the next 15 days, you get into the exam and see if there are practice tests available, mock exams available. That will help you getting ahead. And once you feel that in the practice test, in the mock exam, you are getting above 70, 80, I think 75, 72 is a passing mark. Okay, so it is really a tough one. 75 passing is definitely tough. And I failed with, I think, just 4 marks. So that was really tough for me. But yeah, get the practice stage. And once you get 70 to 80% in mock exams, then go with the live. So depends on the certification. Let's say if you are preparing for the solution architect or the professional level certification, 2 to 3 months will be required. But if you're going with associate, within 60 days, 50 days, you can do the certification. For fundamental or foundational level, at least 30 days is required. You will be able to do. The best part about learning is once you are into it, once you like the learning, how 1 hour passes, you won't be able to know. So there has been a time when I started learning at, let's say, 11, and I don't know when there is a 3 a.m. PM to me. Okay, so 4 hours of learning, and I didn't had the access to phone or anything to disturb. I just went into the learning and lost myself. Okay, so I think that is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Okay. So, okay. Um, what are the next questions? Okay. Sir, which our website best to purchase cheap quality cloud server that can be deployed? Okay, so there are majorly three cloud platforms that are present: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Uh, I'm using AWS since a while. I think more than 2 years, and it is one of the best. Uh, Getting the cheap and good quality servers depends on what you are purchasing. So let's say if you are getting EC2 instances, at spot price, that is a cheapest thing you can get. Like you can run those servers for probably a month within $1. Okay. Or if you are running a serverless website uh, on cloud, I think that will take around $1 per month cost. Okay, so it is really cheap. But it all depends on what is your use case, how much number of user base that you have. Okay. Since I'm a beginner, should I start with AWS or do I need something before that? Okay. So it depends on what type of beginner you are. So let's say if you're just into the first year of your graduation, then you need to do all the stuff that I spoken in the very first slide. Okay. So that is required for you to do. But if you are into the third year or fourth year of your graduation or your post graduation, if you are doing, at that time, I think you don't need to go through the information security basics or virtualization basics. You already have learned so much in your semesters uh, that you will be able to crack. But definitely, before going into any of the cloud certification or cloud related role, just go through this prerequisite, have a brush up, NoSQL, SQL query you can get from W3 schools. These are one of the best resources present on internet. Okay. All of these things are just very handy and required. Okay. Getting AWS and Azure credit. Yeah, definitely. This is very good point, Sudarshan. Thank you for speaking about this. I have actually not included, but if you are a student, you can get AWS and Azure credit that helps you prepare for your certifications and also gets a way to do it a practice. Okay, so just reading the blogs or watching the videos won't help because at job you need to do. Okay, so you need to be an actionable person. So at that time you need to have a good understanding of how stuffs work on the real life. Okay, so yeah, definitely AWS and Azure credits will help you a lot. Okay, yes, Suresh, and you are right. So try to get a GitHub student developer pack. If you are a student, you can verify your email ID or verify your college ID with GitHub, and you will get access to GitHub student developer pack. I was just thrilling it when I got into my third year graduation. I got that. I built my portfolio. I had, I think, two portfolios because they give three domains. I had access to AWS, Azure, a lot of stuff. Okay, there is a Canva, lot of stuff is present with GitHub student developer pack. So just get that, and your life will be just so much easy. The amount of things that they provide. Okay, so we can now go ahead with this. Okay, so which certifications to do? If you are looking for entry level certification, that is present with all three cloud platforms. As I spoke with AWS, there's a cloud practitioner. With GCP, there is associate cloud engineer, and with Azure, there is Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. Okay. But the real question is this entry level certifications are enough to get a job? And my clear answer is no. It is not enough to get a job because these certifications are not much into the hands-on, they are much into the theory part. Okay, so what are the certifications that are required for getting a job is, especially when you do a certification with the thought that this will be applied. Let's say you want to become a cloud security engineer, you are looking for a role of cloud security engineer, and that's your passion. Okay, so you can just get one of the basic AWS certification where you understand about how AWS work and how these things work. And once you are done with that, just do a proper niche, proper domain one. Okay? So these are something that will help you get a cloud engineer, cloud support engineer job. These certifications are just worthy to get it. Okay. I'm lucky to have the first three. I'll soon have the Azure ones too. Okay. Now, what are the roles that are present for beginners once they want to get into the jobs? Okay, so there is cloud developer and cloud engineer. It is not the same thing, definitely, but just to pronounce it as a companies, we call it as a cloud associate at Labs. Okay, so there is DevOps engineer, there is cloud infrastructure, cloud support. All these roles are present with beginners. Okay, what are the skills that will pay you more and bring you more opportunities? So these are some of the things that if you have already got a job, and you are working somewhere and looking for a switch or looking for a better pay, better opportunities, then learn any of this stuff or maybe all of this stuff. Let's say Linux scripting, okay, or Terraform for infrastructure related role, Ansible for CI/CD automation, Docker for containerization, Kubernetes again for advanced containerization, and yeah, CI/CD, serverless computing, and your programming language. Okay, so this is something that will get you more opportunities if you're looking for the change, looking for better pay, better good stuff. Okay, and I have referred this from a blog that Sandeep Das wrote on LinkedIn. Okay, so you can just go through the blog again. Okay, now a lot of students that are now good into the data structures and algorithms and done the CP definitely. It's just a toughest thing that you can do and want to become a SD. Okay. So is AWS for them? My answer is yes. There is a Lambda demo that I can just quickly show you. I think I need to do a login. So just give me a minute. I'll just show you how that works. So you can go with console and you just need to log in with your account. So give me 1 minute where I can just show you a small demo of how AWS Lambda works and how, if you are a coder, how that will help you. Okay. So I will use one of my email IDs. Yes. And put this captcha that is required for login. So it's tricky one. I hope I will get it. Perfect. And put the password. Okay. So again, this is a AWS console. You need to create a free tier account using debit card, credit card. You can create. Okay, this is I'm onto the AWS homepage. Okay, so now I will switch to the Lambda, which I want to show you. If you are someone who is good into the data structure algorithm coding stuff basically, and you want to do more of that. Okay, so you can get into services and inside compute you will find Lambda, and it's saying run code without thinking about servers. Okay, so let's see the Lambda. I think I have created a few Lambda functions in my account. So maybe I need to switch to the page. Yeah. So okay, this is more into the account stuff, but I think there is a page called begin. Yes. So here you can run your code without thinking about the server. So again, this is a serverless technology. Okay. So how it works is you can just get your code. So let's say if you are good into Python, you know this, right? Just a hello world program that you learn in college. This is hello from Lambda. Okay. You just need to click on run and you got the output. Okay. Now, where these servers are running, how these are running, let's see. But before that, how it responds to an event. So let's say if you have already deployed a website on Lambda, and how it helps you deploy the server. So this is a server, okay, and these are the media that we'll be using to process the data. So let's say if a lot of users are coming from mobile, I'm clicking it rigorously, and there are 8 servers present, okay, and once these users are gone or the traffic is gone, the servers will sync automatically, okay. So it is just elastic. Once it see there is a lot of traffic coming up, it will increase the number of servers that are present. Okay. And if the traffic is gone, it will shrink that. So this way it helps you with the cloud of pay as you go model and pay as you use model. Okay. So now how it scales, you can see the invocation and the cost here. Okay. So invocation is the number of times the users are accessing. So if there is a lot of traffic going on, you can see the costing has still not gone to $1, even if there is more than 3 million invocation being done. Okay. So as you scale, you need to pay more, but it just scales seamlessly and it just helps you with a lot of stuff, and it is the cheapest. And I think with aws.amazon.com/free, if you have the AWS free tier account, you can go and check out this page where three type of free tier is present, which is 12-month free, always free, and trials. There are few services which are on trial, which gives you access to 1 month, 2 month, or one time to time price. Okay, there are services which is always free. So if I just check the always free, AWS Lambda 1 million invocation, 1 million request is free per month. Okay, so once you create the account, we just get a lot of stuff for always free. So there are more than 5 pages being present. Okay? And then there are services which is like 12 months free. So if you are just done with one account, create a new one. Okay, and all of us do this stuff. Okay, so now let's get into the slides. Yeah, so if you are writing the code, you can use the platform of Lambda. Now, you are someone who doesn't know code, so you are not very good in coding, but you still want to build an application, build a website of yours. Okay, so there is a service called Amazon Honeycode, which is released on 24 June 2020, and it says build web and mobile apps without writing the code. So now it is possible to use the drag and drop feature, just like how WordPress works, but it is more of how a WordPress or a CDN works. Okay, using this, uh, you can build your platform, build your mobile application, websites without writing a single line of code. Okay, if you can write the code, that's very good, but do read about Amazon Honeycode and how it works. Okay, so let's see some of the tutorials. Okay, questions that are present. So I'm little confused. Do this certification also help get job with AWS and these labs? Okay, so I'll be taking you about the jobs in a minute, but you can connect with professionals on LinkedIn definitely. First one, I have given my name. You can connect with me, but there are a lot of communities that are present, so you can connect with any AWS heroes. They are the developers, community builders that are being present. You can connect with any AWS employee who is sharing their knowledge. Technology MVP, which is for Microsoft platforms, Azure things, and someone with uh, like this where they write they have done a particular certification or two or five certifications. Okay, now to keep yourself updated, you can have AWS official blog page. You can read AWS announcement. There is AWS press release. There is free code camps AWS page and Azure announcement. Depends on how you want to keep yourself updated and how much time you can get. But AWS announcements or AWS What's New is something that is really tough to read because there is like in a day they release 10 to 15 new features with AWS. Okay, so thank you so much for having and being the nice audience. And now here comes the surprise for you. If you are into college and looking for a job, today we got a hiring at Labs. We are looking for cloud associate and cloud interns. Okay, so if you are a student having your third year, fourth year, and if you can spend 5 to 6 hours a day, we welcome you. You can send your resume to hr@wizlabs.com. If you have any queries, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, I will be there to help you with your queries that are present. You can message me there. Okay, and yeah, you can read about the job description and roles and responsibility in the comment section of this post. Okay, once you go to my LinkedIn profile, you may see this post. I just posted this 6 hours before. Okay, and I want all the students that have been present here and really interested to learn the cloud, get a job and work with me. You can become my teammate. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for the awesome session. I have definitely enjoyed. And if there are any questions, please uh, give me here or you can uh, ask me on LinkedIn. Okay. Thank you so much to the organizer for inviting me. You guys are doing a pretty cool job, and I have definitely loved the way you guys are coordinating and doing the stuff. all the best to all the people who are listening to me and will be doing the great stuff with cloud computing. Thank you so much once again.